How's it going? Welcome back to another great, majestical video with your host, The Savior. Today, I just have a topic that's been on my mind for a while now around the gaming industry. Now, I do believe that in 2023, we've got some amazing games, and finally, it seems like the gaming industry is back on track, and, the developers nowadays are actually trying to think a little bit out of the box. They're trying to be more creative, more innovative, but the problem is, I believe, that most AAA games waste your time, okay? And that's what I want to talk about today, is how modern gaming is wasting your time. And this is something that I've been struggling to deal with, and something that I thought about a lot, and I don't think it's a unique situation to myself, because I've heard a lot of other people complain about it who have been long time, fans of gaming, and it never used to be the case. And I don't find it to be the case with older games, okay? I still do enjoy a lot of older games that I go back and play, because most modern day games aren't that good in my opinion. Like I said, finally in this last year, we have actually started to see developers actually giving a shit a little bit. They don't release completely broken games. They aren't completely busted on release. We can be thankful for that. It's not like Cyberpunk 2077 on launch anymore, or Battlefield with everyone glitching out, or, hit detection not working, basic stuff.
All right, check this out.
And speaking for myself here, it's definitely true that I'm not as big into gaming as I used to be, because I want to experience other things in my life. Funny enough, you shouldn't just have one hobby. Savior, this is an argument. You're just getting old, or you just don't like gaming as much as you used to. And yes, that's a valid argument. Of course, things were more fun as a kid when you first experienced something, but there are still new experiences. Like a couple of years ago when I first experienced Dark Souls, that was absolutely changing for me, absolutely mind-altering, okay? Because Dark Souls is now my favorite game ever, period. And, I absolutely fell in love with it. And it's not because, I grew out of gaming, it's just I value my time more, and I think we should value our time more. And when developers are literally pissing away your time with broken, shitty games, I think it's worth calling attention to them, because we as the fans of games, or video games, okay, we want to just play a video game and enjoy it, okay? That's why we play video games, is to enjoy it, is to interact with another world, another universe, okay? And get immersed, or play with friends, create new experiences.
Simulating the ocean is hard. Simulating a face is harder.
Super fast graphics computers, new creative software, and high-resolution pictures are rapidly taking us to the point where audiences can't tell if it's real.
This is going to feel like, in many ways, Mass Effect 1 again. Like, you'll be able to experience things for the first time again. And that was our goal, because we didn't want to just retread ground and make it feel like this was Mass Effect 4.
So I hope I've debunked those arguments that it's simply because I've gotten older that I don't enjoy games as much as I used to, because like I said, that's simply not true, because I'm enjoying the heck out of some older titles like Beyond Good and Evil, Dishonored 1, I'm finally playing that for the first time and I'm absolutely loving it. So I think that argument is completely false. It's a fallacy. Can we destroy these fallacies? Oh geez. And no, it's not the same as movies or TV shows where it's some kind of twisted Marxist ideology forced into modern day media now that makes things bland and repetitive, and the fact that they just can't think of new ideas, therefore we get endless carbon copies of something that has already existed, but it's just mutilated and twisted. Games are very weird in the fact that I think what it is laziness and a lack of creativity, and the fact that gaming has just become so big now that, of course, these massive studios and publishers behind it, they have so many people working for them that it's not about gamers creating games anymore. It's about, big corporate scum basically producing games so they can make the most money possible, and the people working in these dev teams, aren't necessarily, passionate gamers. They might just be, good at their jobs in some kind of tech or AI or whatever it is. So I think that's the biggest issue, and the fact that when you spread yourself so, thin across so many different multiple studios, it's hard when you're producing a game, I believe, to have a synced theme for that game. So it always makes it feel bloated and just a little bit disjointed. And I also think from 2008 to like 2018 or 19 or whatever, we were basically getting innovation after innovation. Just think about how much the gaming industry changed from the early 2000s to 2012, and then 2012 to basically 2018. But then from 2018 to 2023, technology has kind of hit a wall when it comes to, graphics and, creative ideas. It's kind of hit a wall when it comes to gameplay systems and graphics, and that's why we're not seeing as unique creations anymore, because the innovation has already been done, so it's much harder to get new innovative games between then and now. And also because, like I just said, it's become much bigger on a much more corporate scale. So those are the reasons why modern gaming is bad, and I've talked about that many times before, but in particular with this video, I want to talk about why modern gaming is wasting your time, why modern games are a waste of time, or why it feels like you're wasting time playing a big AAA game. Because when I play a game, that's the worst thing that I can possibly feel. Not that it's boring, not that, I don't like something in it, but that it's actually wasting my time. There's nothing more annoying when you feel like you've, wasted time. That's just a horrible feeling. And when you're engaging with some type of entertainment, something that's supposed to make you feel something or, excite you or move you in some way, and it just feels like a giant waste of time, there's nothing worse than that. I wish I could say that it's because the games are bad, but it's not that. They are simply designed to waste your time. That is the point of modern day games now, especially AAA games. That's what I'm mostly talking about here. Games like Far Cry, games like Assassin's Creed, the 18th or whatever, the new release. Big bloated games that are a dime a dozen nowadays. We can't have a game now without having some kind of Radiant Quest system. Starfield, as much as I do like some of the elements in Starfield, you cannot deny that it takes way too long to get going, and the way it's designed is to naturally basically waste your time. And you could argue this is, down to immersion, but it's simply not, because a lot of these games, like for example Ubisoft, a lot of it is just filler content, and that is the problem with modern day games now, the AAA gaming space. Because gaming has become so big and the gaming industry has become so big, the reviewers, and I'm kind of part of the problem, although I would never call it out like that because I'm not a shill and I don't work for a corporate cocksucker, company, but a lot of people will criticize the game if it doesn't have a long runtime now, and especially as games have got more expensive, people expect when you buy a AAA game that it's going to last forever. But why? Why does a game need to last for, like 60 or 40 hours plus? That's pretty stupid if you ask me, because basically if you're asking for a product to last that long, then of course the quality will go down because it has to stretch itself thinner as to create systems that aren't as engaging just as filler content. You know, go around, collect this, go and interact with this item like 500 times, take this item to a certain NPC, fetch quests, or radiant, you know, enemies that you need to destroy, camps that you have to clear out. I mean, I've lost count of how many games, even good games that I enjoy like Ghost of Tsushima, have that same layout of, you know, clear out this map, and that is basically the game. You have to clear out the map slowly, but it's done in such an artificial and inorganic way where it just copies the same formula that so many of these AAA games have done, and it's just filler content, and there's so much of it now, and I'm personally pretty sick of it. And with 2023 now, with games, you know, finally getting better, I hope that games will start to innovate more. And this is a main problem with open world games, but it's not just open world games now. You know, any type of remake, any type of single player experience now, even if it's not an open world game, will have some type of progression system, some kind of generic skill tree light RPG mechanic in it, just to simply hold player progression and make the game experience much longer. All of this stuff is artificially designed to keep the player playing longer. And that is the problem with modern day games, because they don't respect your time. And when I think about games that I enjoy, they are tightly designed, you know, games like Half-Life 2, or like I said, Dishonored, or Beyond Good and Evil. These games were made with a clear focus to keep the player engaged and to introduce new content so it never gets boring or stale. But a lot of games nowadays just feel very repetitive, and that's because they are designed in a repetitive way. When a lot of people are complaining that gaming feels like a chore now, or it feels like almost doing a job, you know there's a problem. When you have to constantly progress through, you know, player levels and, you know, collect XP and all this stuff, that never used to be a thing. You know, some games would have that, but not every single game. But it seems like every single game now is, you know, using that type of system. And to be honest, it's destroying gaming, and it's a big thing, and I don't see many people talking about it, so I just thought I would quickly talk about it today as to why modern games are wasting your time, and, you know, how we can fix that by going back to more linear experiences, or having an open world game that is crafted organically and introduces new content, and it's not walled off by artificial systems. It's not that difficult to do, it's just not often done because, you know, they want you to keep playing for as long as possible so they can justify the price, and they can say that they have so much going on in this game, but a lot of it is just random bullshit. And I think that's the main problem with modern day games today, and I just wanted to talk about it. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider subscribing, and like I said, check out my music on Spotify. I will try and upload a lot more this month and basically going forward. So I do hope you join the community and become a wise boy today, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.